Hey, Bryce Baker, Marketing Director at Precision Planting. What's behind me here is the CornerStone planting system from Precision Planting. So if you've seen Precision Planting retrofit components before that go on many brands of planters, you might see some familiar things on here. You know, V-set, V-drive, the speed tube, high-speed delivery, furrow force, different things on here. What's unique about what we're looking at here is that the entire steel of the row unit, as well as the technology, is a precision planting system. And so that combination is we're calling CornerStone. So parallel arms, shank, as well as technology is all from Precision Planting. What this allows you as a farmer to do is if you get into a situation where you want to upgrade technology, but you also have maybe a lot of row unit maintenance that needs done, or maybe you're working with a precision planting dealer and you want them to build you a new planter or just upgrade the row units and technology on your current bar, this allows a fairly turnkey solution to be able to do that with the complete system, customized the way that you want it. So as we look at it, the CornerStone system accepts all precision planting components that are on the market. You know, you can see those mounted up, Reveal, Delta Force, and so on. We've got trailing gauge wheels that run a little bit smoother, improve row unit ride that way, as opposed to pushed. The disc opener angle as well as contact point is optimized agronomically. The contact point is slightly lower than some other systems, so it clears out more of that soil, a little less of a W bottom gets left. One of the neat things, as you can see here, we've got a full-size hopper, actually a 3-bushel hopper. You can see that here's the pivot point of the hopper. So if you've ever had to pull a seed tube or do something with a full hopper, you know that tipping that forward and wrestling it off, that's a pain. So with this rear tipping hopper, whether it's 3-bushel, 1.6 or mini, it latches up here and pivots here. So pull that, and on the 3-bushel, there's this stand. You would have a pin to pull, but right there, you've got that tipped back. Now, your speed tube or seed tube you have access to, your meter, all that you have access to without having to wrestle 60 or 100 plus pounds off that planter. You do what you need to do, simply pop it back in place, and on the 3-bushel, the rear support would come up and get pinned, and you'd be good to go. So that rear tipping, just enhancement, it's pretty obvious, ergonomic design. So for the 2025 planting season, CornerStone planting system is what we call limited commercial. It's for sale, but in limited quantities. So if you're interested in this for the 2025 planting season, reach out to a precision planting dealer in your local area. You can also visit our website, precisionplanting.com, to find more information.
Hi, my name is Dale Cook. I'm a product manager with the team at Precision Planting here, and I'm excited to tell you today about Radicle Agronomics. So what is Radicle Agronomics? It's a new platform from the Precision Planting team, and our mission is really to solve the problem of nutrient management for farmers. And so today, nutrient management is a challenge. We put hundreds of thousands of dollars into our fertilizer, and it's hard to tell how much of those dollars we actually get out in yield. And so we aim to solve that with the Radicle Agronomics platform. And so I want to introduce you to the first piece of the Radicle Agronomics platform, and that's what we call the GeoPress. And so the GeoPress, its job is to go with you as a soil sampler, or as if you're a farmer taking your own samples, it's to go with you into the field and to take some of the tedious and mundane tasks and to automate those tasks. And so what the GeoPress does is, after you take the sample, so you can use a hydraulic probe or a manual probe, after you take the soil sample, the GeoPress is going to mix that sample for you. So you're going to dump the sample into this bucket. It will then automatically blend the sample. After the sample is blended and you put it in that funnel, as soon as you tip that funnel, that sample is going to be packed into this reusable soil sample container. It's going to pack the sample into there. It's going to cap the sample container, and then it's going to write the location of that sample onto the bottom of the tube onto this RFID tag. And so again, the purpose of this is to reduce the complexity of the field operations. The bagging and tagging and the messing with zone numbers and all that stuff goes away so that you can focus on getting a really quality sample. We talked about the GeoPress. The GeoPress is about increasing efficiency, increasing throughput in the field. Now here we see the Radicle Lab. The Radicle Lab is also about increasing efficiency, but more importantly, it's about increasing the accuracy of the soil test. And so the Radicle Lab is the first of its kind. It's the world's first fully automated soil laboratory. And so what we're doing here is you can see the samples are loaded onto this rack that were taken in the field and packaged by the GeoPress. Those samples one by one are going to be automatically loaded onto the Radicle Lab and analyzed with the utmost precision and the utmost care. And so what we're doing in the Radicle Lab for a better soil test is we're taking a lot of the steps that happen in a commercial lab today. We've automated those steps. We've made it such that some of the corners that are cut for efficiency in a commercial lab, we've made sure that we have dotted all of our I's and crossed all of our T's to ensure the most accurate sample possible. And so now we'll go and we'll look at the microflow technology, which actually does the analysis of the soil. Here you can see the soil preparation, where we're grinding it, we're taking out all the residue, all the rocks, preparing it to be analyzed. But now we'll take a look and see what it looks like on the backside where we're actually doing the analysis. So we saw the front side of the lab, we saw how the soil was prepared for analysis. This is where the actual soil analysis happens. So what we're doing here with our proprietary microflow technology is we are automating all the hands of the chemists, the hands of the soil lab technicians, and doing that with the utmost precision. And so what you can see here is you can see some of the fluid coming in from the front side of the lab. We're adding the chemicals needed to extract the nutrients that we're trying to do for each soil test. And then we're measuring the amount of those nutrients that come into the soil solution. After the nutrients are measured, that information then goes right back onto the map that was created during the time of soil sampling. Once that map is created, we can write a prescription easily from that map. Now, from the time that the first sample comes into the lab to the first results start coming out is only 15 minutes. And so when you think about fast turnaround, getting results such that you can get the fertilizer spreading equipment out to the field, the Radicle Lab is going to supply those results quickly. Every 5 minutes after that, you're going to have another sample result coming out of the Radicle Lab. And so if you'd like to learn more about Radicle Agronomics, go to radicle.ag or go to the precisionplanting.com website to learn more. Thank you.
Hi there, Bryce Baker, Marketing Director at Precision Planting. What we're looking at here is a sprayer display. As you think about a traditional sprayer, we have really good rate control on those typical sprayers, but as we speed up or slow down, pressure changes as rate stays consistent. The problem with that is that as pressure changes, droplet size changes, so coverage of the leaf, our smaller droplets that are prone to drift start to enhance. And so, in this display, what we're showing is a product from Precision Planting called SymphonyNozzle. And so it's Precision Planting nozzle bodies, control modules, and then the 2020 monitor. So the 2020 that you may have seen before as a planting monitor and control system is also now can control the sprayer. So the way SymphonyNozzle works is it separates control of rate and pressure. So as you can see here, we're running about 18 gallons an acre and we're 40 PSI. Now on the display, we have rate control here and pressure control here. As we increase our rates, pressure stays consistent because the duty cycle or the amount of on time of the nozzle is gonna change. So as I increase rates, what we'll see is just a slight color change there in the green of duty cycle, and our pressure now, as we bumped up our rate by 5 gallon an acre, our pressure stayed consistent. So no matter if I'm, what speed I'm running or what rate I'm running, that pressure stays consistent. Now, what's the value that SymphonyNozzle also offers? So because each nozzle is controlled individually, there's the opportunity for control of swath control individual row, or individual nozzle it would be, as well as turn compensation. So as you're going around a turn, each nozzle is going to apply the correct rate as opposed to varied rate across. And with the swath control, one thing that a lot of farmers have found valuable is when they have waterways or terraces, what they might have in a field, any obstacle, instead of outlining all those and spending extra time, If they record boundaries, they can simply spray through there because each nozzle is shutting off individually. It's a retrofit system no matter what brand of sprayer you have. There's a nozzle control module and a harness that just goes from that module out to each of the nozzles. So simple installation, it's not a massive harness on the boom. So brief overview there of why the SymphonyNozzle system will provide value to you and the cost savings as well as the consistency of rate and pressure. To find out more, obviously a local precision planting dealer or precisionplanting.com and look for SymphonyNozzle as a product.